Basketball on Montana's Native American reservations is a passion that cannot be understated because of what it means to those who live there. In the early 90s, the town of Browning on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation was home to one Barbara Malia Kipp, a tall, lanky athlete who would break barriers in the Treasure State.
Malia talked how resilient the Native people are, the Browning people, with lots of obstacles to overcome, and I think they all represent Browning well. You know, it's just one of those things that, for me, they made my life better because I've got to know them.
On December 31st, just before the new year began, Malia tragically passed away. But much like her impact in life, her death created a ripple effect across all corners of Montana and the U.S. from those who were inspired by her story. Kipp became the first Montana tribal member to play NCAA Division I women's basketball on a full-ride scholarship when she was signed by Robin Selvig to play for the Montana Lady Grizz in Missoula in 1992. When she arrived at the University of Montana, she hit the court running. Her teammates, fans, and coaches knew immediately they were witnessing history.
Standing in here now, I can remember the buses full of kids coming from Browning to watch Malia play, and she had a lot of courage.
Cimarron Schilt grew up in East Glacier and also played high school ball in Browning, and in the late 90s followed in Malia's footsteps to Missoula.
She was pretty legendary around here. I would hear about her. There was a poster that I saw everywhere in her Browning Letterman, and I think on that poster they called her 1 in a million, and I remember that really sticking with me. She came before me. I think made it more possible for me to do what I did.
Although Cimarron never saw Malia play as a Lady Grizz, the two met where you might expect, the basketball court.
We played in a basketball tournament in Ronan, so we had played a couple tournaments together. The only thing I remember about that whole tournament is her throwing me the most perfect pass at the last second and me hitting the winning shot.
The two became even more connected in recent years, as Kipp was featured in a PBS documentary called Native Ball: Legacy of a Trailblazer. The award-winning documentary introduced new fans to Malia's story, as the program also featured Cimarron and fellow Browning athletes and former Lady Grizz Tamara Gardapi and Shanae Gillum. The women explained the challenge of transitioning to life from a reservation to one in a larger city, but they credit Malia for paving the way for female Native athletes.
It hits you on a really deep level that's almost like on a subconscious or unconscious level. When you see somebody from your area doing it, it makes it possible for you. Somebody who looks like you, somebody who has the same background, somebody who has similar families, economic, everything. It opens the door for you in a way that I don't think other things do.
Even for Kipp's non-native teammates, it was a learning experience.
You know, we're all from Montana, but we're not all from the same place. A small town is also different than Missoula, you know, the city. But then a tribal community on top of that is another level of difference. She talked about stereotypes in the film. She talked about the burdens carrying, living in two worlds, all these things I just wasn't aware of.
Megan Harrington co-produced the film about her teammate, knowing Native Ball would shine a light on Malia's journey and the challenges she overcame.
Resilience, perseverance, kindness, someone who believed in what she could do and did it, but she knew that she was able to do it. So the power of people and community really rings through in her story, and it was always about other people, but she is a hero.
Kipp quickly became part of the Lady Grizz dynasty and fabric under Coach Selvig. Another teammate, Krista Redpath, was a freshman during Malia's senior year. Malia offered to let Krista live with her, also acting as a mentor to the younger player.
You know, I spent a lot of time with her. I was blocked a lot in practice from her. Had some real tearful moments as a freshman, just adjusting to Division I basketball on both ends of the floor, and Malia was always offering a kind statement of encouragement or something to keep me going, and it was just a special relationship that we developed.
The memories for all on and off the court flooded in as the Lady Grizz reunited to celebrate Malia's life earlier this month back in Browning.
There were always kids following around and asking her for autographs, and she was definitely the most famous Lady Grizz in terms of having people ask for her autographs. She was pioneering at a time when she was all alone, and she was creating that path. And so I hope that her legacy continues to inspire young children on the reservation or not on the reservation.
Malia Kipp's towering force and impact will live forever in Montana. She leaves a lasting legacy of humility, kindness, friendship as someone with a warrior spirit who will be deeply missed by those who knew her best.
She inspired me then. She still inspires me. You know, she was an amazing human being. She was really special. She was very, very kind and loving, and the world needs more people like her. She was a very special spirit, and she'll be very missed.
Reporting in Browning, East Glacier, and Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.